Today Beelink takes the spotlight with the release of their latest model running on the latest Logic hardware for 2019. This is the Beelink GT1 Mini 2, and it's running on the latest Logic S905X3 CPU and GPU. This new model features something out of the ordinary, which is Google Widevine Level 1 with HDCP protection on the native mobile version of Android. Could this box be the answer to our Netflix and premium streaming limitations? Up next. In my usual style, I will put it to the test, and let's see what it has to offer. Stay tuned, you have more after the break. Welcome back. So this is the box it comes in, and you have some details at the back. It's a tiny box, just 77mm, and we will see it in a minute. The CPU is the S905X3 quad-core ARM Cortex-A55 processor. It comes with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of internal storage. It has dual-band Wi-Fi and Ethernet LAN speeds of up to 1000 megabits per second. It has USB 2.0 and 3.0 support. It has a microSD card reader, and it has a 12 volts 2 amps DC power input. And without further ado, I will do a quick unboxing. In the box, you have the Beelink Mini TV box itself. You get a wireless AirMouse voice remote control and dongle. This is great news and is a better option than an infrared remote. You get one HDMI cable, a 5 volts 2 amps power adapter, and a user's manual. Let's take a look at its design and its input-output ports. The box is really small enough to fit in the palm of your hand, and it's made of plastic, with the Beelink logo printed to the top. To the back, you have one HDMI port, one Ethernet LAN port, you have one audio-video port, and a power input. To one side, you have one USB 3.0 port, one USB 2.0, and a microSD card reader. It's blank on the other side. To the front, you have an LED power light. And to the bottom, you have a few ventilation holes and a reset button. So I will connect it to my 4K TV and capture card and continue with the review. So I have connected the box, and when you boot up for the first time, what you will see is the Beelink logo and the boot up animation for a couple of seconds. Then you're taken to a quick setup wizard. Once completed, you're taken to the launcher. So here we are at the launcher. And before I continue, if you find that the display is over bright or looking washed out, it means that the SDR to HDR feature is on by default, and you need to turn it off. So you now have a better color scheme. For those of you who are familiar with Beelink boxes, you would know that this is their usual launcher. The launcher has a simple design with large main buttons that cannot be changed, and to the side here you have a shortcuts column for adding shortcuts by simply clicking on the add button and selecting or deselecting which app you would like to add or remove. The launcher comes with a navigation bar and notifications bar for easy navigation and multitasking, and it also comes with a one-click cleanup button for freeing up system resources. If you press the menu button on the remote, it grants you the ability to change the background wallpaper. Also, the included remote has AirMouse features. Features of this launcher include: in the settings area under Droid settings you have the following options. 4K resolution up to 2160p at 60 Hz. HDR display settings. Audio settings, with the option to select the audio output medium. Power key options. And CEC control options. In the device preferences area you have your standard system options, and under sound settings you don't have any digital surround sound options. However, this doesn't mean that there isn't any Dolby Atmos or DTS audio features. Sometimes these features are enabled by default, so I will test for this later in the review. In the Apps section, they have included a set of standard apps like App Installer, Chrome Browser, File Explorer, Miracast, Movie Player, and the Google Play Store. So I will pause the video to install my usual set of apps needed to complete my review. So I'm back, and I've installed all my apps. To start this segment, I will first check to see if the box is rooted. It shows that the box is rooted, running on Android 9 operating system. This feature grants you the freedom to install any app from the Google Play Store, or sideload any APK downloads without restrictions. I would also like to remind you not to install the Super User app and try to update the box, because it will crash your box and put it into a permanent boot loop that requires a firmware update to restore it. I now show the Drm information, and this is where it gets interesting. The results show that the box has support for Google Widevine Level 1, and HDCP Protection version 1. This is the first TV box ever to run on the mobile version of Android and to have Widevine Level 1 with HDCP protection. You may be wondering if this is the long-awaited solution for all boxes running on the mobile version of Android, that is going to allow us to run Netflix and Amazon Prime in HD or 4K quality. Well, as exciting as this new development may appear, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I tried to install the official version of Netflix from the Google Play Store and it's not available or compatible with this box. So I installed the APK version and it shows but only in basic 480p quality. It takes a little more than DRM support for Netflix to play in HD quality. It also requires the box to have Netflix ESN certification to achieve this. It's even worse with Amazon Prime Video. Amazon Prime installs directly off of the Google Play Store, but it crashes each time you try to open it. I applaud Beelink for taking this first step in trying to make this work on the mobile version of Android, and I hope they continue working at it until we get a fix. So now let's look at its system and hardware information. The manufacturer of this box is AZW, and the model is the GT1 Mini 2. It comes with 4GB of RAM, which is DDR4 memory, and this is the remainder of the storage from the 64GB after the Android installation and apps installed. The Bluetooth version here is 4+, which indicates that the Bluetooth version is 4.0 and over. The CPU, which is the Nuam Logic S905X3, is a 64-bit Cortex-A55 quad-core CPU running up to 1.9 GHz in 32-bit mode. Below here it shows that the box has support for only 32-bit ABIs, allowing it to run only 32-bit applications. The GPU is the Mali G31 graphics processor, with a refresh rate of 60 Hz and OpenGLES version 3.2, which is good for gaming. Under Network, it shows that the box has dual-band 2.4 and 5 GHz Wi-Fi support. Under Android Information, it shows that the operating system is Android 9 Pie, and it also shows that the box is rooted. Under Thermal Information, it shows that the box runs between 40 to 50 degrees Celsius under normal room temperature, and this can rise up to 60 degrees under heavy activity. The box comes with codecs needed for the playback of 4K videos with Dolby and DTS audio formats. And that's it for system and hardware information, and now let's take a look at some benchmarks. First, I have the results from the A1 SD Bench app that measures the box's RAM copy speed and its internal storage read and write speeds. The results show that the Beelink GT1 Mini 2 has a RAM copy speed of 3,309 MB per second. The internal storage has a read speed of 137 MB per second and a write speed of 95. These results are consistent with other recent Logic S905X3 boxes. And now I have the results of the Wi-Fi and LAN speed test. The results show that the Beelink GT1 Mini 2 was able to hit the maximum download and upload speed of my internet package on the 5 GHz and on the LAN port. The 2.4 band fell below by 57%. So for the best internet speed, use the 5 GHz band and the LAN port. Next, I have the results of the Antutu Benchmark. In this test the box scored 64,596. This is a good score, but also consistent with similar models in its class, and we will see where it places on the chart in a minute. I now show the results of the Geekbench 4 CPU benchmark. In this test the box scored 879 single-core and 2,326 multi-core. This is also a good score and similar to recent S905X3 boxes. The final benchmark is the Ice Storm Extreme and the Slingshot GPU benchmark. The Beelink GT1 Mini 2 got a score of 5,687 in the Ice Storm Extreme test, and 527 in the Slingshot test. This is a good score, and it should do well in some treaty gaming. So after entering the scores, the Beelink GT Mini 2 captured position number 14 in reference to Antutu scores, placing it right in the center of all the recent models. You can view this chart on my website in full spreadsheet format where you can interact with it and compare various scores. See the link in the description area. And that's it for the benchmarks. To begin testing its features, I will first test if alternative launchers work on this box. I installed the ADW Launcher 2 as usual, and it works on this box with all features working. I also tried screen rotation, and screen rotation does not work on this box. Next, I will play a high-resolution YouTube video sample to see what's the highest quality we can get. YouTube plays up to 4K quality on this box, and here is the stats for Nerds Information. As a standard TV box, the Beelink GT1 Mini 2 is excellent, so you can install the Kodi Media Player and it works great. After the repository crackdown about a month ago, many sources and repositories have changed and regrouped, and has started streaming again. So Kodi is not done for. Just do your own research to get your favorite add-ons up and working again. If you're into APKs and live TV, you can install File-Linked Bulk Downloader tool and install hundreds of free streaming standalone apps, for unlimited streams of free movies and TV shows, both past and current, and live sports, news, and documentaries. I will now play some 4K video samples.
only a win for Barca would be enough. As though Costa is not going to be able to continue with him. Alves back to Fabregas. Good run by Messi. Oh, what a tremendous goal! 1-0 to Barcelona. Alexis Sanchez. Awesome strike. I don't think Courtois even...
The samples played okay, even the difficult jellyfish video at 400 megabits per second bitrate. And now I test for Dolby Atmos, Dolby True HD, Dolby Surround Audio, and DTS Audio Pass-Through.
Executioners, judges.
Welcome to the inside of your head. This is the left channel.
So this proves that the GT1 Mini 2 can play Dolby Atmos and DTS surround sound audio formats. However, it doesn't have Dolby True HD. For those of you interested in casting or sharing content in real time from your cell phone or tablet directly to your TV, the GT1 Mini 2 comes with Miracast. You can also install the AirScreen app and it works also. For my final demonstration I will play some Android games and test for gamepad keymapping capability.
Martin Tyler here, Alan Smith sitting alongside me.
Thank you, Martin. Looking forward to this.
He's got to score! In with a chance. It's a goal! And surely he's going to score here. Oh! And it's a goal here.
Failing this mission. Hostile hunter killer drone inbound. RPG to destroy creature's heart and exterior. Units online at target.
on bleeding. Fresh flesh.
So the game's played smoothly and of a high quality. You also have gamepad keymapping capability. In summary, the Beelink GT1 Mini 2 is the second generation model to the one released earlier this year that ran on the Imlogic S905X2 CPU. This new model that runs on the latest Imlogic S905X3 hardware has great performance, but it also has some issues. Well, on the good side, the box is the smallest of the S905X3 models, and the model featured in this video has 4GB of RAM and 64GB of internal storage. The CPU is clocked at 1.9 GHz. The GPU is the Mali G31. You have maximum speed on the 5 GHz Wi-Fi band and on the LAN port up to 1000 megabits per second, and you also have Bluetooth 4.1 support. The box is rooted. The launcher has a navigation bar and notifications bar. You have firmware updates. You can use alternative launchers. You have voice search and voice commands via the included voice remote. Kodi and streaming APKs work perfectly. 4K video playback is good. You have Dolby Atmos and DTS audio output. Casting your mobile device via Miracast and the AirScreen app works well. YouTube plays in 4K quality. You have good 3D gaming and gamepad keymapping functionality. The benchmark scores are good. And the box operates within safe operating temperatures. On the downside, the DRM Google Widevine Level 1 with HDCP protection still isn't enough for Netflix to play in HD or 4K quality. This setting also prevents certain apps from working. It only has 2 USB ports, one of which is always occupied by the voice remote dongle. Screen rotation does not work. When applying permissions to apps during first startup, the box minimizes the app and jumps back to the launcher, and I did not get Dolby True HD audio output. All these issues can indeed be fixed by a simple firmware update. I still applaud Beelink for being the first developer to implement Google Widevine Level 1 on a TV box running on a native mobile version of Android, and I urge them to continue developing on this feature so that we can have Netflix in HD quality. As I bring down the curtains on this review of the Beelink GT1 Mini 2, I would like to thank Beelink for doing something out of the ordinary and taking us a step closer to the ultimate TV box people are crying out for. With that said, despite some of the issues experienced with this latest model, I foresee that Beelink will update this firmware as they usually do, to address some of these issues as I relay these to them. This box is a good box to buy and I will update you accordingly as to what's the latest to the updates. See my affiliate link in the description area. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Remember to like this video, use my special affiliate links in the description area to support my channel, as it provides the means for me to acquire more boxes for review. Remember to click the subscribe button and the notifications bell to be notified